Hello again, everybody. Zack Tech is here with my Wwe Battleground review for the Sunday, July 23rd, 2017, taking place from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Before I get to my thoughts on this pay-per-view, I want to let everybody notice this week, 1 year ago, the brand split 2.0 took place. And a lot of it took place and the separation happened. And after the split happened, SmackDown, since about a year ago, was the dominant show. Raw had some hit and miss shows here and there, but SmackDown was more consistent than Raw. Hell, the pay-per-views were a lot better than Raw's. Wow, what a difference a year makes. 1 year later, SmackDown is stuck in a rut. We're heading towards SummerSlam, and SmackDown may have done Fastlane as one of the worst pay-per-views of the year. We knew the hype for Battleground was not so great, but we thought they can outlive the hype. We have a couple matches that could deliver. One match really delivered, and that was the opening match in the main card. But after that match, the pay-per-view went down to shit. Matches we thought were going to be good had screwy endings and stupidness. Not as much stupidness as Money in the Bank. And then that main event. God, even a return that nobody wanted and wished for, or few people did, happened and didn't really matter. Because the match, main event, sucked. And hopefully this feud, the main event feud, goes to an end. And I hate to say this, Great Balls of Fire was better. Who'd have thought a shitty pay-per-view name would be better? But this pay-per-view was just a stinker. One really good match, and one match that was decent. A storyline that's continuing. Thought was going to end tonight, but it continues. And then a couple screwy finishes. And like I said, main event, which forces my hand to rate this pay-per-view 5.5. Money in the Bank and Battleground 2 pay-per-views for SmackDown. SmackDown were really good. Their pay-per-view was better than Raw at one point. But last few months, SmackDown's been sucking. They've been going through a lot of tropes they can't get out of. Still doing 5-woman matches, multi-woman matches. Fire Your Own Dog is trending on Twitter. So, get everyone up for what want to watch tonight. And I hope everyone stayed awake. I didn't for one match. Let's trough through this with our first match, the pre-show match. Dillenger against Aiden English. Two NXT guys who are fumbling on main roster. Ty had a decent debut, but has been used a lot on main TV, mostly on SmackDown pre-shows, like the Superstars and also the kickoff shows. In English, the singing gimmick's kind of getting over, but man, he's fumbling without Simon Gotch, Mr. Von Villains. I was getting pizza for the show, so I was watching on my phone as I was getting pizza for the show. And from what I saw in the match, Aiden sung, and then Dillenger came out alive early. It was a typical pre-show match. It was okay, little action here and there with Dillenger looking alive early, looking to do the tiebreaker, go for the finish it several times, but then Aiden got back alive with big kicks and moves of his own, some big punches. But then Ty came back alive, trying to go for the tiebreaker once again, going to a flip. And we thought that Dillenger would get the win. But then Dillenger got nailed against the post. Aiden English rolls him up. 1, 2. Wow, Aiden English actually wins a match. Interesting. It does see Aiden English win something. At least good for him. He's been through a lot. Von Villains was one of my favorite actors in NXT. And then they brought up and they kind of fumbled like they did the Ascension. Not as bad as the Ascension, but still. The treatment was almost as bad as the Ascensions. I mean, well, I said that's far. Don't get me started. That's a whole video in itself. About favorite NXT call-ups. But interesting to see Aiden win. A nice surprise. I thought it was predictable that Ty Dillinger wins. But at least this was unpredictable. No one predicted Aiden English to win. But some predictable things did happen tonight in the main show. 2.5 for this one. I'll get a little action. Decent little opener for the pre-show. And fun surprise with Aiden winning. Now, main show. On to the only great match of the card. For the second straight pay-per-view in a row, the match of the night was a tag team title match. It was not a 30-minute Iron Man match like last month with the Hardys and Cesaro and Sheamus, but it was the New Day against the Usos. Get this off the bat right now. Way better than the match in Money in the Bank. It had a clean finish. Somebody actually won. There was no stupid count out or DQ. Yeah, because the match was really good at Money in the Bank until the ending. This made up for it. This made up for the sudden DQ ending, counter ending of the match in Money in the Bank. Way exciting. Back and forth action, some great spots. Some of my favorites was Xavier doing some like Canadian story like flip thing. Flip like a tilt-a-whirl powerbomb or something. It was kind of a cool little move that he did. And the match, though, before Xavier got that big move in, he got isolated early by the Usos, really taking it to him. Corbin got a hot tag, and it was fire-hitting action. Corbin did a big move at the top. Both teams were battling back and forth. They both did the finishers. New Day did the Midnight Hour, and the Usos did the Super Kick, Frog Splash combo. Both opposite teams kicked out of the other team's finisher. The double team finisher. It was like, wow, it was like very exciting. I thought that Super Kick, Frog Splash was going to be the finish. Usos was going to be tame. And then bang, you know, it didn't happen. Another great spot in the match before we get to the finish. Xavier was going for a springboard elbow. And he was jumping off the top rope and got nailed in midair with a super kick by one of the Usos. That was an awesome spot too. But he finally got to nail that elbow in the finish. After the Usos failed to get the pin on the New Day with the double team, super kick, super fly, splash finish, Corbin delivered this kick, the Trumpet Paradise kick, and Xavier got to the springboard elbow, and yes, New Day wins! New Day wins! Yes! New Day are once again tag team champions. Oh, wait a minute. They are the new SmackDown WWE Tag Team Champions of the world. And now they also make history. They are now the first tag team to win both Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. They are the Alexa Bliss of SmackDown. You know, Bliss won both Raw and SmackDown women's titles. And now New Day did the same with the tag team titles. Usos had a great title reign. You know, there's some good matches here and there. Even having Breezango get a big push. But who's New Day going to feud with next with the Usos out of the picture for now? I was hearing rumors about a Harper Ward reunion. Even Cena being called up. We thought one of those two would be involved in the Breezango thing. Well, we didn't get a conclusive finish to that tonight. So, I'll get to that next. I won't save it. Because it was before the co-main event that the Breezango skit happened. So, but this match was best match of the night by far. The most exciting. And now we can finally say when the New Day does an intro, you know, oh, Insert City here. Don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous 3-time champs. And feel the power. 4.2. Overall, exciting match. Great near falls. Great spots. Great action. Big redemption over their Money in the Bank match after the screwy ending. So, there you go. We thought, hey, this match was great. It was going to be a decent pay-per-view after all. But then this is when the pay-per-view took a big nosedive. Next matchup was Shinsuke Nakamura against Baron Corbin, Mr. Money in the Bank. Taking on Shinsuke. The feud started at Money in the Bank, even before Money in the Bank, but kind of escalated Money in the Bank when Corbin took out Shinsuke. And they had a brawl this past Tuesday on SmackDown. Unfortunately, is it safe to say the brawl on SmackDown was much better than this match? I'm sorry, this match was kind of a slow burn. You know? It was more like a... But it was... like, when you really think about it, yeah, this wasn't the most exciting thing in the world, but it was kind of a palate cleanser. Also, I thought a more slow, methodical match to give us some time at the fast-paced Usos New Day match. But his palate cleanser turned out to be the prestigious of the rest of the pay-per-view would be this matchup here starting it. Corbin looked good early on after Nakamura came in with some big kicks and moves, including good vibrations, but then Corbin came back alive. Brawling on the outside at one point, Shinsuke even delivering a deep 6. And then after Corbin took over for a while, Nakamura came back with some big kicks. It was setting up numerous times for the Kinshasa, but was never able to nail it. Because the one attempt he was going for, he nailed Corbin with a big kick, setting up the Kinshasa, but Corbin wasn't getting up. So Nakamura waited for Corbin to get back up and went for something, but then Corbin, the finish was Corbin with Nakamura on his back, kicked him in the balls, DQ. So, screwy finish. The first of couple screwy finishes of the evening. But this was a screwy ending with a purpose. Kind of. It protects both guys. Because Nakamura can't lose. He hasn't been defeated on SmackDown yet. And also, Corbin can't be pinned because he's missed the Money in the Bank. Because I was thinking about it to myself and my friend Will. My dad was watching. I was like, how are they going to book this match? Because how are they going to have Nakamura win and pin Money in the Bank or have Corbin beat Shinsuke? I thought Corbin would win dirty. I thought like referee would turn around, be distracted with something, and that's when Corbin would do the low blow or pin Nakamura and held on to the tights. But Nakamura won by DQ. So, interesting. Wow, they took. But at least protects both guys from getting a pinfall loss. But despite Shinsuke's win, he wasn't winning for long. As Corbin came back, he was walking to the ramp, to the back. And he came back with the briefcase. Nailed Nakamura in the back with the case. Lay him out with the end of days. To leave him laying and walking tall despite losing. So maybe to set up a rematch at SummerSlam. Maybe the no DQ step. So, there you go with that. 2.7. Deduct a few points for the finish. In the slow pace of the match. This was Nakamura's first pay-per-view singles match against not Dolph Ziggler, who wasn't even on the show at all. Before we get to our next matchup, I promise I would get to it before. And I will now. The Fashion Police. It was the co-main event segment before the real co-main event match. I'm not going to save it for that. I'm going to say it now. They were like teasing about who really attacked the Fashion Police. The in-jokes were fun yet again. Who'd have thought the Fashion Police would not only be the best part of SmackDown, but the best part of a SmackDown pay-per-view besides the tag match? Sad. In-jokes again with the wall stuff. And they're ready to solve who was going to be revealed as the attacker. And it was Ascension again? What? They were joking like all series finales is a shitty ending. But an Ascension revealed it wasn't them after all. It was made you look. And the lights went out. And Bizarro got attacked. They were laid out. And then they were being dragged off. Before we could see the face of the real attackers. Dun dun! To be continued. This mystery will never end. It will go on and on, my friend. It's really a disappointment that they didn't end it tonight. But, hey, if it keeps the Fashion Files going to be the only entertaining thing of SmackDown, because SmackDown's been sucking lately, be it. Maybe it'll pay off at SummerSlam. Or then it'll be another to be continued, and it'll pay off the next SmackDown pay-per-view. But there may be another to be continued, and be Solid Survivor Series. Then it may be another to be... You get the joke here. It's like Emelina all over again. You think you got to the payoff, but... Nah, we're not going to give you a payoff. Just yet. So... First rumors it was like, could be Sanity, or even reuniting Harper and Warren. But no matter who attacks Breezango, should get a next shot at New Day after the Usos get done with the rematch because there's not a lot of huge teams left. Ascension's getting buried to hell. Our villains are done. Breezango's a good guy team. Although they could challenge New Day, but it's like New Day facing itself because they're both comedy teams. And they're both baby faces, and no one knows who to cheer for in that case. Then we're on to our next matchup. Going back to the show, women's match. A 5-way. Damn. WWE in the number 5 when it comes to women's matches. They would love that number, aren't they? It was, of course, to determine who was going to face Naomi at SummerSlam. It would be Charlotte, Natalya, Becky Lynch, Tamina, and Lana in this fatal 5-way. The match was decent. You know, it was okay. Okay, little match. All 5 just brawled in the bell rang. We saw a lot of Tamina and Lana. They were like dominating the first half of this matchup. You know, isolating everybody, and Lana's still learning. At least Lana has a multi-person match for people to actually carry her. Instead of just one person carry her. That was been Naomi for the last couple of times in their short 30-second matches. Naomi was at ringside, by the way, commentating. So Tamina and Lana looked good early. Taking care of Charlotte a little bit. And Charlotte and Becky were both trying to put Lana in their submission holds at one point, but Tamina kept getting involved. You know, Tamina and Lana's got this relationship they're teasing for the last few weeks on SmackDown. And then Tamina got caught in a disarmer by Becky Lynch. And Becky got Tamina eliminated. My only little nitpick for this match, the quick eliminations, like 4 straight eliminations after that. So Tamina got eliminated. Then Charlotte would be put into... Well, I thought Charlotte was going to do a figure 4, but Lana got put in this armor by Becky. Lana would tap out. Then Tamina and Lana would escape out after losing. Then Natalya would roll up Becky from behind and get Becky eliminated quickly. So 3 straight eliminations back to back, not 4 eliminations back to back to back. 3. That's a really low nitpick. The eliminations were back to back to back, leaving Natalya and Charlotte as the last 2. And Becky did well too before she got eliminated, going for back exploders like crazy, and going for the disarmer like crazy, so she got eliminated. Although she got 2 people out with the disarmer, and like I said, it came down to Natalya and Charlotte. Was going to be a good girl against good girl match because Charlotte's kind of a tweener. She's a good girl, but still kind of a bad girl attitude. And Natalya's full-on bad girl. You know, full-on heel. So these 2 have had good matches perform. And they had a little short showing. Charlotte trying to go for the figure 4 at one point. Natalya's going to go for the sharpshooter. They were bored a little bit. Then Charlotte got on the top rope, trying to go for a moonsault. Natalya rolled out of the way. And Charlotte crashed and burned. Natalya would roll up Charlotte with the 1-2-3 victory. Natalya gets the win. Actually, Natalya blocked that frog splash, that moonsault attempt from Charlotte. I'm a little laggy. I'm a little tired. This pay-per-view ran over big time. So Natalya gets a win. We got full-on bad girl against babyface women's title match at SummerSlam. First official match named. Probably get more matches made on Raw for their side of the pay-per-view. So Naomi tried to extend her hand to Natalya, but Natalya blew her off. So we'll have to build for that match again. 3.0. You know, a little bit exciting matchup. Good little action here and there. The quick eliminations got to me a little bit. You know, trying to save time. Still went over on the pay-per-view. But hey, it's interesting to see Natalya get a little push in there. You know, I mean, she's one of the best athletes, and she's been through a lot in the last couple of years. In and out of the company, especially with her husband, Tyson Kidd, getting hurt and possibly not wrestling again after the injury of Samoa Joe 2 years ago. Sad. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to book Natalya and Naomi with that glow belt and all. So there you go. Next up, we do have a title match. We didn't get a women's title match. We got a United States title match tonight. It was Kevin Owens against AJ Styles, but the roles were severely reversed. We thought going in would be Kevin Owens as champion, as the new face of America, whee, against AJ Styles as challenger. But as we all know, AJ Styles surprisingly won the title at a house show in New York at Madison Square Garden a few weeks back. So the shoe's on the other foot. AJ came in as champion. Kevin Owens as a challenger. And I thought this match was going to be one of the highlights of the pay-per-view. Because I gave the title match, tag team title match, a conservative rating at first. I was going to give like 3.7, 3.8. Because I was like, let's see how this match does. Well, now you know why the tag team title match got that high rating. Owens and AJ's match at Backlash was way better than this. Even if that match had a bad ending with KO getting DQ'd in that match would be more exciting. Hell, I love both guys, but to be honest, I fell asleep during this match. Yeah, I'm sorry. This match was just a slow burn, more of a slow burn than Nakamura and Corbin. The crowd was kind of dead by this point. The crowd was hot for the tag match, and as the matches went on, it got more slow and boring. The crowd got dead during this. Especially we got towards the main event. You know, these two tried to put on a good match, but it was not exciting for what I did see before I dozed off. You know, Owens like going for his big moves, the cannonball, and Aiden going for his Pele and the forearms and all that. And from what I saw, it was just a slow match. It was like a more methodical match, but we thought it would be more exciting. And then the finish left people with a bad taste. So, Styles and Owens had a boy a little bit on the outside, got back in the ring, ball a little bit more. Styles was going for Styles Clash, but got counted a couple times by Owens. So, AJ would try to go for the calf crusher a couple times. He got it locked in at one point. And then Owens got tripped AJ up. And AJ, instead of a calf crusher, went for a crossface. Countering a crossface attempt from Kevin Owens. But as AJ was doing the crossface, Owens was countered by rolling up AJ, pinning him, referee counted 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens wins the U.S. title back, and AJ's shoulder was up. That's why you didn't see a replay, because there was a botched finish, I believe, because AJ's shoulder was up. So Owens wins the U.S. title back, meaning AJ basically won the U.S. title for basically 2 weeks. 3.0. At the women's match gets 3.3. Change my rating for the women's match. Women's match gets 3.3. And the AJ Owens match gets 3.0. Gets a couple great points off for not being too exciting, not being as good as the Backlash match. Because they're capable of putting on good matches. Backlash shown that, but this wasn't one of the best matches. And the ending hindered it too. You know, it was a botchy finish. Hopefully they get a rematch at SummerSlam with some sort of stipulation and redeem themselves. And then came when it all came crashing down. The start of the total meltdown. Like, the preview was already going downhill. You know, after the tag team title match, slowly but surely. You know, especially after that match. You know, it went crumbling. But then after this next match, it was like, The flag match between John Cena and Rusev. This match needed to be cut 10 minutes. This match was just too damn long. This is one of the reasons why pay-per-view ran over like 15 minutes. Because this match should have been shortened. It was slow and it just... You know, it's bad when they don't even chant, let's go, Cena. Cena sucks. It was so slow and boring. There was some good little spots here and there, but then redeemed for the fact that it was just a slow match. A flag match is so old school. These old school stipulations coming back. It should never be brought back after this. After the horrible showings. Especially our main event, am I right? So, Rusev did get some little offense here and there. You know, and even put Cena to accolade a couple times when he brought on the stage near towards the end of the match. But unfortunately, some of the spots and sadly the ending were too fucking predictable. And what we had feared came true. Despite Rusev's best efforts for his first pay-per-view match back, after thinking we were going to get a title match with him at Money in the Bank, that never happened. That's why they delayed his return until he attacked Cena, restarting the feud from 2 years ago. So Cena and Rusev, man, they were just tiring, and it just dragged a bit. getting the flags. Probably it just this is the match that never ends, like the main event too. But at one point they had these little pedestals. The rule was the flags for each country were on opposite sides of the turnbuckle. And then they had these little pedestals you put on like these steps, and they split the screen. One half was the Punjabi flag, the other half was the US flag. And you had to put your flag on that pedestal after getting it from the post and bring it to this pedestal at the ramp. It was kind of like slow with that. Moves to set up 2 tables. When he set up those 2 tables by the USA pedestal, I was like, damn it, the finish is given away already. We kind of know what was going to happen. Sadly, it happened. Cena was going to F you, Rusev, through the 2 tables on the US pedestal. And defeat Rusev yet again. Cena's a part-timer. Cena didn't need his win. Now, Rusev did win a flag match before at SummerSlam 2014 against Jack Swagger. So he thought he could win again. But then I was like, if they're going to have Jinder win tonight against Randy, they're going to have 2 foreign guys win matches. No. They need a good guy to win. And sadly, that's what happened. Cena won, and Rusev got buried yet again. Like, it's not unusual to see people get buried by Cena. But it's more unusual to see a guy get buried by Cena twice. Some guys get buried by Cena and recover. Wyatt's slowly recovering. Owens is recovering from getting buried by Cena in 2015. Hell, even AJ Styles has recovered from getting buried by Cena. And Lynch got buried by Cena in WrestleMania. He's recovered by having an IC title reign on the wall and having the Miz Savage. But most people aren't so lucky when you're dealing with the man who's faster than a Rey Mysterio, more powerful than a Big Show, able to bury careers in a single bound, or in Rusev's case, twice. Super Cena strikes again! LOL, Cena wins again. 2.0 with his long, drawn-out, boring match. Cena didn't need to win. Rusev needed to win more than Cena. And sadly, Rusev's buried once again by Super Cena. We'll see if he can recover again. But he got buried the first time by Cena and still hasn't recovered. How do you think he's going to recover from getting buried by Cena a second time in 2 years? And they've had a lot of strip matches. They had like that Russian chain match. And now they have this match. So, there you go. Then there was that oft-mentioned Breezango segment that never really concluded. Let this to be continued. Hopefully it ends at SummerSlam. If not, the next pay-per-view or the next pay-per-view. You get the joke. So we had a filler match to... But at the time, it was like 10:07. I was like, dang it, this pay-per-view is going to go over, huh? But we had to go on with Maria Kanellis' husband, Mike Bennett Kannelis, with the power of, taking on Sami Zayn. And a rematch from the match on SmackDown. By this point, the crowd was kind of dead for this point. They got blown out by that stupid Cena Rusev match that went too long, in my opinion. I think the match was like, 25 minutes? Felt like 30 minutes. Kind of like the main event felt. Anyway, Kanellis, in his first pay-per-view match, he debuted, of course, in Money in the Bank. In his segment. He did pretty well in his debut pay-per-view match. Got some moves here and there, but we ain't trying to get involved in the finish yet again. Kind of like what happened on SmackDown in this decent little matchup that could have belonged on SmackDown. Maria's hubby was not so lucky this time. He got nailed with the back with the exploder, nailed with the Luva kick following the failed Maria interference, and Sami Zayn got the victory, 50-50 booking. Kanellis won on SmackDown, yet Sami Zayn won on Battleground. But yeah, Sami Zayn finally won something. English finally won something, and then Sami Zayn finally won. So we're going to have a rubber match between these two. Probably on SmackDown on Tuesday. The night for rematches. So 2.0. No, I'm going to do this 2.2. 2.2 for this one. At the spot of death, being in the co-main spot before the main, with the crowd already dead, and now they were dead before. They're going to be dead now for a main event. The Punjabi prison match. with Randy Orton against Jinder Mahal. Now, Punjabi prison matches have not been seen in WWE for 10 years. And now we've seen tonight why they never should be seen again. On paper, it looks like a cool little concept, but it failed twice. And they thought the third time would be the charm. We thought Orton and Jinder would put on a more better match. They're more athletic than Khali or Batista. And they're better workers than like Khali or Taker. Or not Taker, but Batista. But the match, God. And I did feel bad for those fans. Live. Because you had these two little cages. It was tough to see. You probably had to look at the screen the whole time. Man. No wonder this match didn't go over well 2 times. And like a flag match should never be should be seen again. There are these doors in the inner structure. And all 4 doors were open at one time. You had a call for each door to be open. And you had 60 seconds to get out. And if you didn't get out in 60 seconds, that door would be locked for good. And the action was just painfully boring. Crowd was chanting, "Go Jinder." Some Philadelphia 76ers chant. There was some delete chants going on. Just slow match. Probably the boringest match of their feud. Their feud was already sucky to begin with. And it was a limp ending. With few little highlights that didn't save it. So, one point of the match, 3 doors have been opened. And nothing really happened. You know, the doors were locked. No one could escape before the time limit went out. So the 4th door was open. Orton would RKO Jinder to hell with a backwards RKO. And they're in a Heyman DDT and counting a Kannelis. All of a sudden, despite saying they were backstage, the Singh Boys showed up anyway underneath the ring. We should have known. They always put up these structure matches with the intention of, ooh, we put the structure here. We will block interference. No one will interfere. Specifically people who have been involved in one guy's matches. But knowing they were going to find a way to get involved anyway. Like with Hell in a Cell this past fall. Oh, we're going to put this Hell in a Cell so Jericho would have interfered for Kevin Owens. Jericho still got in the match anyway. Same with this. Punjabi Prison. Singh brothers were not getting involved. They didn't get involved. Blocking Orton from escaping. And Jinder got out through the 4th door. And the 4th door got locked. Orton was then forced to climb out of the inner structure onto the outer one. And this is where the match got really slow. You know, it was a climbing contest. The only great little moments came when the best moment of any Jinder Randy match would take place. The moment where Randy Orton would beat the fuck out of the Singh brothers. I love the Singh brothers, but they're like the new J&J security. The cronies for Jinder that always get their asses kicked and take the nastiest bumps. We see them take nasty bumps before, especially at Money in the Bank. But it's probably one of the nastiest ones they took copying or like whatever. Like some people would say copying or whipping off, or some would say paying homage to the Mick Foley Taker Hell in a Cell match. One, the Singh brothers was on the outside of the outer structure, and Orton was trying to kick him off, and he fell back Mick Foley style onto an announce table. That was the only shit moment, one of the only few memorable moments of the shitty ass match. It was slow and it was boring. Kind of made you want to wish I fell asleep during this match than the AJ Owens match. So then after the Singh brothers were taken care of, at least one of them, Orton was trying to get out of the outer structure. And then the Punjabi music hit. And Great Khali showed up. Bad to worse. The return that nobody wanted. Great Khali came back. Now I was watching Twitter, and there were some people saying that there was rumors that Khali was going to come back as he was the originator of the Punjabi Prison match. You know, he was one that invented it, although as we all know, he only made one of the 2 Punjabi Prison matches. Supposed to be in the first one against Taker in 06, but he had enzymes, so he was taken out and replaced by Big Show. But he would wrestle the next one against Batista. Both matches sucked, and this one sucked as bad. And Khali climbed on top of that structure and choked Randy Orton out, helping Jinder Mahal get the victory and retain the WWE Championship in a convoluted, slow match 1.5. This is just horrid and a horrible way to end the pay-per-view. It was already a rough pay-per-view to begin with. This pay-per-view just was the shit topping on the shit cake. This is the definition of this pay-per-view. So, only one really good match, one decent little match for women's match. The rest of the matches were slow and had shitty endings. Almost as bad as Money in the Bank. A lot of people are saying worst pay-per-view all the time. I don't want to go that far. That was Fastlane. You know, there's been worse than this. But this is probably by far the worst SmackDown pay-per-view since Money in the Bank. And SmackDown needs a lot of momentum on this side. You know, we need to fire all the writers, fire Roll Dog, and try to get back on track to where SmackDown was about a year ago. It's ready towards SummerSlam, and the writing's not been good. Raw's been better. Like, Raw's not perfect, but Raw's better. At least more exciting. Instead of retreading like SmackDown is with the same 5 women matches. Come on. But we head towards SummerSlam. Raw's got some momentum. At least we got a Fatal 4-Way ahead of us, possibly to be made tomorrow night. Involving Lesnar, Joe, Roman, and Strowman for the Universal title. Stemming from the ending of Raw last week. And of course, we got the Angle Jason Jordan thing. A little mixed on that. So, there you go. SmackDown needs a lot of momentum to get back on track and make us hype for their SmackDown portion of the SmackDown, a portion of the SummerSlam card. So, I know a lot of people trying to get hyped for this. I bet you a lot of people probably watch Game of Thrones instead. And people like me who aren't into Game of Thrones probably felt bad they had to sit through this whole pay-per-view. So, I barely survived it because I said I fell asleep during AJ Owens. So I'm going to say another 4-hour show coming up. I hope Lesnar doesn't main event it again. The last 2 years ended shitty because of Lesnar main eventing. But I will give this an exception. If it's a Fatal 4-Way, I won't mind it being the main event. Because at least Lesnar's got 2 guys to work with that will carry the match. Strowman and Joe will carry the match for both Lesnar and Roman. And hopefully it will make Lesnar lose the title. Especially the rumors of him going back to UFC after Mania 34. So, there you go. That's it for my Battleground review. Once again, it was 5.5. You know, one really good match, but the rest of the card just fell flat. Let's hope SummerSlam's better, but let's go with SummerSlam. See what happens next month. With that being said, you've all been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.